content. We respect and admire you ladies. We want to give you a voice that a lot of people are not giving to you. I mean, it's just women's bodybuilding is going through some tough times. But if people have a courage to say, you know what, let's support these ladies. Let's give them the opportunities. Even physique's getting that stink eye. Even though your show's not cut back as much, but still you're getting that look because the fact is you're no longer the Arnold. But
well, we're not to them. We're not as marketable. But this is what I tell, like Metabolic. I've been with Metabolic for a while. Con la Titan 10, if you're interested. But what I love about Metabolic is they're not shy to display my physique and match it with their product. When most people look at us, they know that we work hard. So if I were to display a creatine versus a bikini competitor, who do you believe takes the creatine? Like there's a certain market for everything, right? I get a fat burner, maybe you want a bikini competitor, or like a BCA, maybe you want a wellness competitor. But when it comes to muscle, I could sell protein powder like that because people are going to look at me and actually believe that I take it. So I just think that in this realm of supplement companies where they're like sex sells, you're displaying maybe only to the bodybuilding world and not real life, because a mom from, let's say, Arkansas maybe doesn't want to look like a bikini competitor, doesn't know anything about competing or the world of bodybuilding. That can intimidate them. So if they're over sexualizing things rather than trying to display like a product for what the value is attached to it. So I just think if supplement companies got away from this whole sex sales thing and really actually dove into the product itself, a lot more would sell, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, one time I did one of my comparison videos with one of the ladies, and Kale, you always ask me who we did it. I can't remember who it was. I made a video. It said, George, I like the fact you didn't over sexualize it. You did talk about us. You did show the pictures, but you didn't go to like, wow, she got a big, huge rack. She got a fat ass. She got, I'm kind of excited. But, that's what I think, people need to realize that. Yes, sex does sell. We can't run away from that.
1,000%.
But
to a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah, we're here. We got some comments here. This is from my man, KL. He says, what music you like to work out to in your gym? What's your music?
Oh my God, you guys are going to laugh.
No, I'm not going to
So
laugh.
I'm a very avid reader. That's like what my pastime is. I don't have cable. Like I read all the time. So usually when I'm working out, because I always work out alone, I never work out with anyone, I'm listening to either a audible book or I listen to, like, sometimes I'll listen to music, sometimes I'll listen to house music. But even in my car, like I'm big in listening to YouTube. I love information and I love to be stimulated. So honestly, having to switch through like songs constantly and find your groove, like I'd rather either listen to a YouTube or a podcast or something like that.
Yeah. Me, when I was working out, I had like, I remember a playlist. I had like a lot of rap, R&B, some really kind of house music. There's one song. It's like some guy made it's like a Rocky Balboa. I'll send it to you later. You listen to it, you like it, and it's one
Okay.
like, because I'm a big fan of The Dark Knight. It's one like it's like the theme music from Dark Knight. The guy took it and just made it like really, it's something that keeps you going. The Rocky one, I love it when you hear Rocky Balboa, stop my heart.
Hell yeah.
That Rocky just gets you going.
Lighten it up.
Say like Rocky Balboa, the Italian stallion. It just gets me going, it's something. It helps you keep going, keeps your mind steady. Here this from a man. He says, "My 29 says, I'm sure by the end of the year, your back will be twice the size. It's now go Tina." Also, yeah, and also, and Mike
I'll have
says,
to make you proud.
yeah, says some people are so clueless. Yes, they are clueless. Shout out to my man Raheem says, hey George, episode 172, about 200 episodes. Cool. I could have been more, but I had a while back. My computer broke down and I missed a couple of
there.
episodes, but
it's
taking there. Also, this is from Wartown. Tim Gardner shamelessly excluded women's bodybuilding division. And what the fuck? Well, I'm gonna check to see if he did, because I know I saw they might have changed it because there were some changes. I hate to do that. I mean, Chicago show. I don't know. It's just I don't know what's going on. Also,
I will be very disappointed if they keep taking out women's bodybuilding, because Jake Wood brought it back, and I'm so glad he brought it back because it's such a beautiful art. And even if I'll never get to the women's bodybuilding stage and I stay in physique, I have such an amount of respect for the women that get up on that stage, and for other people not to see it, that what I do or what you do or many of the followers do, it's a real shame.
Yeah, because I think you got to think about it. You have women right now, like Anne Marie Moon's going to be doing New York, and
Okay.
you follow her. She's the point where she's from France. I interviewed Barbara Majan, who's also from France, and said because in France they
Mhm.
don't like women with much muscle. And the thing is that you get to that point where there's a picture of Anne and Judy Wetzel. They were both women who did the Vancouver Island show. If you look at them, they wear clothes, but if you look at them, you were thinking they both were bodybuilders. You weren't thinking that they were one was physique, one was bodybuilding. And Julia was also in women's bodybuilding. You know, a
Yep.
lot of these women who start is one thing, especially when we get like Sherry Priami who I interviewed. She was in physique. She decided to move up because of the fact that she's getting that older, she's getting that muscle maturity. She's almost
Mhm.
50. I think she's gonna be 49 this year.
She's that old.
Yeah. And she took
Oh my
fourth.
God. I would have never guessed that. I would have
Yeah.
never guessed that.
She got 3 kids, took fourth at the
God
Olympia.
bless.
The lady
That's
took fifth.
incredible.
The lady took third, Arsenio Barrito. She got injured a while back, but if she can make it, she can make it. You got Hel Trevino. I saw she interviewed with Female Bodybuilding Channel.
I love her.
I follow her. She comments and stuff. She's planning on coming back. I think she said because she's been the 2-time right field champion, she's got permission to compete in the Olympics. She don't have to compete in any shows.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
and one thing Jake could do, because Jake owns the Olympia, bring back top 5 for women's bodybuilding. That will help because think about people like Sherry and the others, like Natalia, they won't have to compete at shows. I think Sherry said she might take the year off. I know.
So I agree with that to a certain, but I only think it should be with certain divisions. Hear me out on this.
Go ahead.
Women's bodybuilding and women's physique don't have a lot of competitors in it in comparison to figure, bikini, and wellness, which are huge divisions now. Even fitness doesn't have a lot. So
Yeah.
in those divisions, I could understand like top 3, top 2, because there's so many competitors in that division versus fitness, physique, and bodybuilding, where please bring back top 5 because there's not as many of us out there.
Because one thing with like I say, especially for women's bodybuilding, because it's the oldest division next to men's
Mhm.
bodybuilding. I can understand why men's, because we all know men's bodybuilding is the bottom bitch. It's the one to bring in the money.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
That's true, but it should be where okay, your wheelchair has point system. So why not give the point system to women's bodybuilding and maybe fitness and also physique. With bikini, there's like 2,000-3,000 shows. Same thing with wellness. You know,
Literally.
and then talk about because there were so many people competing because that's what you're telling points system. But then when you have promoters who puts out 100 bikini and wellness shows, about 100 men's classic and men's physique shows, and you get 100,000 men's open bodybuilding shows, that's the problem. It's not that okay if you drop just 2 people from one division each, you're not really hurting the time that much.
And you're lacking in quality of competitors, meaning you have people coming up in the ranks that are getting nationally qualified that probably don't deserve to be, but are because remember, like I said, in South Florida, there's so many shows that there's not as many people per show because there's so many shows available. So if you're doing all of these shows for figure, for for bikini, for men's physique, when you have all of these shows that have those categories, you're lessening the competition and the merit that that person has as a winner. So you can win a show. Let's say there's 150 shows a year for men's physique. Well, maybe like 15, 20 of them shouldn't be qualified for the Olympia, but they are anyway because they want to show because there's so many available. Whereas women's physique or women's bodybuilding, we don't have that many to choose from. So we're all clawing at each other to be able to get into these shows. And then maybe there's 5 or 10 girls that never made it to the Olympia stage that deserve to be there, but we don't have the shot because there's not enough shows for us.
And then they've been cutting some shows from Europe. There was a show, the European Championship, when Chelsea won. They dropped women's bodybuilding. They're going to do another show in Spain. There was last year. It was like because of,
Really? They dropped that show? They dropped bodybuilding?
yes, they did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Female Bodybuilding Channel posted. I'll send the link later. You want to check it out? The show in Europa, it's called Imperio. It's supposed to be taking their place. The Portugal Pro is still going on.
Romania.
Romania, that's for next year's Olympia because the lady won it for this year's Olympia, Lavinia. She won it for last year for this year's Olympia.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that it's the money thing. It's always been the money thing. If I think what somebody told me that it's $25 for the sanction fee, and then if the shows don't bring in money, like one thing, a lot of people don't go. A lot of people go to shows because you can watch it on live stream. I mean, if you really want to go, like it was a great opportunity because I never got an opportunity to go to the show. I wanted to go and I went because it's something I always wanted to do. But it's just about the money, travel, this, that. I mean, it's just so much to it. I mean,
you have also less people going to shows now because of the economy crisis that we're going through. So competitors don't have the money to compete. You have people not buying the tickets because they're so astronomically expensive. Let's face it, like the tickets to get into shows are not cheap. So if you made it less shows, more competitors, you create a commodity from that, and from that you're going to create more money. So less shows mean promoters don't have to put out as much money, right? Because instead of them doing 4 shows, maybe they do 2 and they go extravagant with them. They make it into an event, and then you're having more people going. Like I just went to a show. My boy Brian competed. I traveled up to Daytona with one of my friends, and we watched him compete. There was next to no one in the audience. And this is a pro-am show. And that was sad to see. I was like, I don't know if it's the times. I don't know if it's because of the economic state. I don't know if it's because there's not really fans of bodybuilding here. But I felt bad for the promoters too because they're not making their money back.
And then, like I said again, it's about bodybuilding is not as popular like it used to be. I think women's bodybuilding height was maybe around about, I would say the golden age era was maybe about the 80s, silver age was right about the 90s, and then really it started to pop down when it hit about the bronze and modern age of bodybuilding. You had the Corey Eversons, you had the Richard Miller. She commented on some stuff, and I saw it. Somebody indeed he had posted on his page. I saw it. I think I shared it with some ladies, and really it's just about, if one thing I think, if there's people out there who can have the means, like if we have people like Jake Wood, or like someone like Elon Musk, who's a fan, that could really help. He can take a loss. He has it. We are here just from my man Mikey says, get Colette for an interview is the main. I mean, where he said, I would love to have her if she ever have the opportunity to come on. Also, yes, your thighs are wondrous. Tina, your body is the perfect mix of power and elegance, a true wonder of the world.
Thank you, Tony.
Also, we have here from Mike says, Zena Zika is who is that? I don't know that. It says, her
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, her strongest legs, her punishment to soccer and basketball is classic. It must be some other athlete. I wouldn't know. Also, this is from MKL says, the average person won't be able to tell the difference with the women in physiques. Yeah, that's true. Also, as Mike says, she has a YouTube and a page on X. Well, like I said again, if you want to follow her social media stuff is in the description, and you'll just you can follow her on her platform. She's on IG. You can follow her there. But guys, my rules. I'm gonna keep repeating this. Also, this is from let's see. This is from Michael says. He says Cesar Romero is the ultimate joker. I like Cesar Romero, but he's not better than Heath or Jack is pretty good. I love Jack. Here's Johnny. And also, this is from here. You be overdoing it with the Joker with some lines from the same lines from the movie because those are the best lines. And I know I know you don't like the Joker, but I love him because you know why? He completes me. So yeah.
You embody him.
Yeah, I have multiple personalities. This is one of them is the Joker. There's one guy I call him the perfect sage. Also, there's also a man, the Timothy Johnson Player of the Head of the Year, and also there's I call myself Jon Snow, the Bastard of Winterfell, the Lord of the Wall, because sometimes my little waivers will send me information, and I just and I use the information when I make my content. So also, this is from a man. It says, "George, meet up with Richard Simmons and take it back." They're supposed to be doing a movie about him. I think Paul Shore supposed to pay him, and so Richard
Oh,
don't
no
like.
way.
Yeah, I saw a clip on YouTube. It was like a little fan movie. It was sitting in. I tell you the truth, Paulie looks enough like him. I mean, you couldn't tell. So this is one thing I ask you, ladies, especially after the show. You get New York. What was that thing that called you? What was that thing that was you wanted the most? That's a little thing that little thing that it takes away after your diet after that show. What was that?
Oh, okay. I always crave I have a tradition after every show. One, everyone in my comes back to my hotel room, and we all party with peanut butter whiskey, Screwball. That is by far that is every time we do. We get Reese's cups. We all eat Reese's cups, and then we go to a steakhouse. And I always get the same thing. I get a tomahawk. I get bone marrow. I get a wedge salad, and then I'm done. Like I don't go crazy like a lot of these donuts and cakes and all that stuff. I've learned my lesson from many years of competing that you feel like crap the next day, so you don't do it. You gradually do it. But after New York Pro, like I said, I had a bunch of friends fly in to see me, so we did that. We went to did our normal thing, and then the day after, we went to a place called Tony Baloney's, which is like the ultimate cheat space in New Jersey. And we just got all these different pizzas, and we all kind of ate off each other. And I posted some videos, and people were just like amazed with how we could eat. So I usually go, but my go-to, literally right after I get up on off stage, is Screwball and peanut butter cups. I'm a peanut butteraholic, basically.
Most bodybuilders love peanut butter, especially if you're diabetic. Peanut butter is pretty good. My mom used to love peanut butter because she's a diabetic. It's a good alternative, especially if you want something sweet. And it
Yep.
doesn't spike your sugar too much. It's good that food is both a tool and a weapon for a bodybuilder. I mean, it's good to follow a good diet. I know sometimes it's tough. Like I know I talk to ladies who have kids, and sometimes they have like the kids be eating like mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, and then you were eating rice and quinoa and dried turkey, and it's so tough that and it's just important to you that you have to follow the diet. It's
Hmm.
part of the process. You have to be consistent. You have to give the morning. Do like one thing I know a lot of bodybuilders' least favorite exercise is leg work. You feel like the episode of the True Heart Story of Charlie Murphy when he talked about how the time when Rick James come to the house and he messed with the couch and he beat his legs, and Dave's like Rick James calling out and saying, "What about legs, Charlie Murphy?" And and you have to follow these consistencies. I know the things you take a rest, you get to relax a little bit, but then you get back to the gym, you hit it hard. We got here. This is from a man, Mike. He says, "I never miss the chats. I always am on here." Also,
Thank you, Mike.
so thank you, Mike. He says, I love it, Tina, giving me a shout out, made my day brighter. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. I think these
Feel
guys,
better too, Michael.
as they say, haters gonna hate, and let them hate till they can't
Facts.
go. And also, this is from a man. Lawrence says, sending prayers to everyone from the guests, host, and everyone on the chat. Thank you, Lawrence. He's a
Thank
great.
you, Lawrence.
Appreciate
You're the
him.
best.
Also, this is from a man, Walter Stallion. Hypothetical,
Hypothetically.
hypothetically, I can tell, if you had millions and millions of dollars, I would increase the money amount for prize award checks in these women divisions to 200,000 for all the winners. Well, that could be
Thank you for the respect.
most definitely for like show like the Olympia. Andrea shouldn't
Yeah.
get. She should get at least maybe 200,000 dollars. If Derek Lungford, if the guy who's third could get 100,000.